we jump into this, if you don't care for clone houses and you don't care for people getting scent-free bottles because you don't think they're going to be honest and open about their reviews, and you have this preconceived notion about what I'm going to say, you probably should just quit watching right now. If you're still watching, that means you're not those people, or maybe you are and you haven't made up your mind if you want to quit watching. I'm going to be talking about a fragrance from the house of Parfums Vintage that I absolutely love. And before I even jump into the fragrance, you already know it's going to be a positive review. So if you're against positive reviews also, you might want to quit watching too. But if you're not, stay tuned. Hey, what's going on everybody? My name is Joshua and this is your channel. Yes, I'm giving it to you. ScentSense. To all the loyal sensations in the world, thank you so much. And to all you new people who are checking out the channel, maybe for the very first time, or you've watched a couple videos and you're not too sure if you want to stick around, positivity is most important on this channel. We're cool people. We enjoy being cool people and having more cool people join the crew. So if that's you, stick around. Today we'll be talking about a brand new release from the house of Parfums Vintage, a fragrance which hasn't been talked about a lot. It's a fragrance that I've really enjoyed, and I'm blown away how close it is to what it's compared to. I'm not sure if you can guess what fragrance it's compared to by the name, but the fragrance we're talking about today is Alpine Winds from Parfums Vintage. As you can see, if you've watched any video of mine where I've talked about Parfums Vintage or anybody else's videos, you've got this nice pretty white box. It's got the embossed logos all over the box. It's got this crazy painting on the back, which makes you feel like you're tripping on acid when you look at it. It's got the caution, don't do anything crazy. This is gonna get set on fire because it's a fragrance. Keep it in a dry place. It's got ingredients which, let's be real, no one cares about those. Those are just for safety purposes. We really care about notes, and of course he's not gonna put that on the side of the box. And then on the very bottom, it's got more stuff about the ingredients and the QC that it's passed, that kind of stuff. So let's go ahead and open it up. And as we used to do back in the Gap, get it out of here. Side note, the reason why we don't really do that anymore is because I don't really talk about the boxes anymore. And the other reason is because people are haters. People said I was trying to be like Big Beard B. But in all actuality, I did it long before I even knew he had a channel. But I love you though, Big Beard. Let's talk about presentation. With this one, is much like every other one, you have the same Parfums Vintage bottle shape. You have the really cool embossed logo, which is something that Damien did because people talked and he listened. On the bottom, you have the name of the fragrance on a little sticker. It has the concentration and the amount of juice in the bottle. And on the top, you have the same old style cap. I like this one because it's got that brown color, so it's a change of pace from the black one and that kind of khaki colored one. It's kind of nice to have a different looking bottle cap. I feel like it kind of works well with the color of the juice, the logo in this. I think it all works together good. Just my opinion. As far as prices and sizes, I'll put that on the screen for a few seconds. Got it? You got it? So let's get into the actual scent. What you're gonna get from this is Silver Mountain Water from Creed. There's no beating around the bush. There's no, is it close? How close is it? It literally smells like someone took, however they do it, took this thing off, took Creed's Silver Mountain Water, sprayed it directly into the bottle, and capped it back. They thought this bottle looked better than Creed. That's literally what it smells like. It smells just like it, but with beast mode projection and beast mode longevity. It smells like you got a bunch of 2011 bottles. It smells like that's what Damien did. He found somebody in some warehouse who had a crap ton of bottles of this, and he bought them for like 20 bucks a bottle because the guy didn't know what he had, and he's just been pouring it in here. So maybe he has a short supply. And if you do, Damien, maybe I exposed you. Just joking. What you're gonna get is the same thing you get with Silver Mountain Water. You're gonna get some of that inky note. You're gonna get some of that sharp, metallic, strong note. You're gonna get that relaxing and cooling effect. You're gonna get that almost like smelling the cold winter air effect, but it's gonna work perfectly in summertime. It's gonna give you a cooling effect, especially on the skin. I think it's gonna give you that feeling that you've just been cooled down on a hot summer day. This transitions through the life of the fragrance just like Silver Mountain Water transitions to the life of the fragrance. If you don't know about Silver Mountain Water, then there's a strong chance you probably don't even want to watch this video, because the only reason you'd be watching this is because you're trying to save some money because Creed prices are outrageous. Touching on that, I'm gonna go ahead and throw on the screen what the prices are for Creed for a 50 ml and 100 ml right now, today, right there. How do you feel about that? How does that make you feel? I'll go ahead and give you a few more seconds so you can look at that. Now that that's sunk in, because I'm sure some of you people when you first saw the price of this thought, man, that's kind of pricey. Now that you saw those prices, maybe that kind of sunk in. So what this is trying to do, guys, is give you that nostalgic value of older batches of Creed fragrances. Newer batches of Creed fragrances are really, really weak. They're smaller bottles, higher prices. When it comes to older batches of Creed, that's whenever you really wanted them. That's what established the brand. That's what made people create the following that has happened. As far as Silver Mountain Water, no, the batch variations are not nearly as stark and as crazy as Creed Aventus. Having said that, the older batches of course last longer, but the variation in how the scent actually smells, the scent characteristic, the scent breakdown, how it transitions and envelops on your skin, pretty much the same on all of the different batches. Creed Aventus, however, never know what you're gonna get. It's like Forrest Gump said with the box of chocolates. A little sidebar, I know some of you people care about it being held by the cap, but look, as you can see, don't do that. This one, for some reason, doesn't really click into place. Maybe it's just this cap, I don't know. But this one doesn't, so I'm sure if mine doesn't, yours won't, so don't do it. After looking into it, asking people why they care about that, I came up with a good point of reference from a lot of people, which makes a lot of sense. If you have a bunch of fragrances and you're like reaching through to grab one from the back, you're gonna grab it by the cap because you can't grab it from the front whenever there's bottles in front of it. So this one you're gonna have to grab like this. You cannot grab like this because you might drop it, and then it's gonna cause a domino effect and destroy your whole fragrance cabinet, and then you're gonna get mad at me because I didn't tell you. Now you can't get mad at me. So let's jump into longevity. When it comes to this fragrance, I get ridiculous longevity. When it came to Silver Mountain Water, which I no longer own because I got rid of it, my main concern, my main complaint was that it just didn't last on my skin. It didn't last nearly as long as original Santal, it didn't last nearly as long as Aventus, and it doesn't last nearly as long as Europa. Having said that, this one definitely lasts. So when it comes to longevity, winning. When it comes to projection and sillage, this one really, really works well. I sprayed it on in the morning at 6:30 before I left to go to work. Went to work, was in my office for about an hour maybe, walked out to go talk with some guys in the back about an order that I was processing, and one of the guys came to walk into my office to talk to me, and before he could break the barrier of my door to walk in my office, he put his shirt over his nose and said, "Man, that is really strong." I was like, "Man, I don't know what you're talking about. What are you smelling?" I didn't have an air freshener on. He goes, "Your cologne, man, it's nuclear." So I'm not saying that that's a super great thing, because for him it wasn't, but that guy also has sensitive, sense of smell. But when it comes to how strong it is, it's great. So maybe I should dial back the sprays. When it comes to versatility, this fragrance takes the cake, much like all the other fragrances from the House of Creed and all the other fragrances from the House of Parfum Vintage, which imitate or duplicate those fragrances from Creed. Let's get down to the important part, or as Nacho Libre would say, the nitty-gritty. Would I buy this? Definitely. If I didn't own this bottle, I would buy it. And I know what you people are gonna say. Well, you already own a bottle because it's free, so how do I know you're not full of crap? I got an answer for you. A while back, I did a review on Rush of Unicorns, gave the bottle away. And guess what I did? I bought another bottle. Why? Because it was so good that since I didn't own the bottle anymore, I bought a bottle. And it was so good that I gave the viewer a chance to choose between Millésime Imperial or Rush Unicorns. I was gonna give them my bottle of Millésime Imperial or Rush Unicorns. They chose Rush Unicorns. I think that speaks for itself. I know this is not Rush Unicorns, but I can tell you right now, Damien has been killing the game lately. So in closing, if you're looking to buy this fragrance and you're really interested in this fragrance, you can go ahead and check out their website. It's parfumsvintage.com. You can also check them out on Facebook. Damien usually has, some kind of post about it on Facebook, or somebody will be posting about it. This one right here is an easy grab if you're into Silver Mountain water and you don't want to spend all that moolah. This is an easy grab if you're looking for something new to wear for summertime. I think that this is gonna be one of the best ones from the house and one of the best new releases. The only one I like better so far from the newer ones that have been released is Isla Tropical, however you say it. That's mainly because it's imitating my favorite fragrance from the House of Creed, which is Virgin Olive Water. So it's an unfair advantage that fragrance has. But alas, this one is really, really good. I think this is the Beach Boys and Isla Tropical is the Beatles. It's not the Beach Boys' fault that the Beatles were there. Had they not been there, they'd be the best band of all time. But the Beatles showed up and crushed their dreams. Sorry, buddy. All right, guys, that about does it for me. Thank you so much for stopping by. Go ahead and leave a comment in the comment section below what you think about Parfums Vintage, what do you think about this fragrance, and what do you think about Silver Mountain Water. And while you're at it, go ahead and subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. And if you don't want to subscribe, I still love you. But if you do subscribe, or you're already subscribed and you haven't, go ahead and smash that notification bell. That way when my videos come out, you'll be the first to know. And as always, and most importantly, I'll smell you later.